there, sweetheart. How are you doing? So, you want to know what's going on with you and your ex right now and where this is heading. No worries. Let's take a look at this connection and see what my cards have to say. So, this is you and your ex, your weekly reading on someone from your past with me, Cesmina, here on Cesmina Tarot. As always, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's get a card to see how you feel about your ex right now to get things started. So this card is where you currently stand in this connection. You have the Two of Pentacles. Oh, okay, so you're a little bit tempted right now. Okay. You're trying to go about your day and do the things that you need to do, trying to distract yourself, trying to think about something else, but your mind just keeps going back to your ex. I do think you're quite good about this. I don't think it gets in the way of what you need to do, but they're there, okay? And you're tempted to go back to this person. But then on the other hand, you're like, maybe this isn't a good idea. I think you flip-flop between those two thoughts. I want them again, but it's not a good idea, but I still love them, but it's over. That's where I think you're at right now. So I do think this relationship is a little up in the air still. I don't think this relationship ended properly. It feels like unfinished to me. So maybe you two didn't have an official breakup or something like that. But yeah, you're trying to keep your mind on other things. But I think you're checking your phone to see if they've texted you. Not a lot, not like every minute, but you have started doing that again. And I think that when you check, there's a voice in your head that's telling you not to. So you're trying to keep yourself balanced. You're trying not to fall back into this. You're trying to keep a sense of control here. I think you're trying to give them the energy that they give you right now, and trying to fight those voices in your head, those voices that tell you to text them, and the ones that say don't check again, think about something else, get busy with something else. I do see you struggling with that right now. Let's see about your ex. Let's see where they stand right now. So this card looks at how they're feeling about you and how they're feeling about the relationship right now. You have the World. Okay, so I see the issue here now. Your ex thinks that they've done their bit to restart this connection. They feel like they've done enough, and like now you need to come to them. So this is why you're trying not to give them any more energy, because you want more from them. You think that they should be the one to step up. So there is mirroring here between you. Your ex is also trying to keep themselves busy. Your ex is also trying to do what they need to do throughout their day, trying to distract themselves. I do feel like they're trying to get your attention though. So posting more than they usually do. It's like they're trying to prove that they're fine, that they're doing good. I'm just saying, if they are doing good, why would they need to post about that? But anyway, there's this energy that they want to seem like they're okay without you. But I don't think your ex has completely let you go. I think they try to, and then they think of you and they come back. I think you've got a lot more self-control than this person. I think if they're tempted to text you, they will. But then there's this other energy of them wanting to seem fine. I think when they want to seem fine, they ignore you for like days on end. It's kind of a weird energy. It's kind of like you come to me, but only if I'm in the mood, which isn't very nice. It's like they act like they want to move on, and then they want you to still be attached to them or something like that. I'm not loving this energy, but let's keep going. See what you're showing this person right now. So this card looks at the energy you're expressing towards them, what they can see from you in this connection. You have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so here's that self-control again, with one voice telling you to go back and the other telling you to run. So right now, your ex sees you as, what's the word? Unpredictable. They see you as unpredictable. They can't really read you right now. I feel like you're quite happy. You're quite proud of that. That's the energy I'm getting from you. But yeah, 1 minute, that voice in your head that wants to go back wins, okay? And you're a little bit flirty with your ex. Maybe you text them first or you reply quicker, but then the other voice says, what are you doing? You know, don't make it too easy for them. And so you pull back, you get busy, you distract yourself, again with that flip-flop energy. And I feel like this energy is in your control and out of your control at the same time. I think at times you're in control of when you text back, how quickly you do that, what you say, but then at other times you can't do that. I think your emotions drive you sometimes. I think they get the better of you sometimes. So right now, your ex is struggling to read you because you're also coming across as, I'm in the mood, I'm not, I'm in the mood, talk to me, and then I'm not in the mood, leave me alone. So I do think your ex is getting a taste of their own medicine here. And I think that you do want to do that. You do want to give them a taste of their own medicine. But I think at the same time, you're a little out of control here. So in control and out of control at the same time. I hope that makes sense. Let's see about your ex now. See what they're showing you. This card looks at their behavior and actions towards you, the energy they're expressing. On the surface, you have the Page of Wands. Okay, so a lot of mirroring in this reading. So your ex is flirting with you right now. They're giving you mixed signals, I think. I think they're being very light and playful, you know, joking around with you at the moment. Maybe they also seem curious about you, you know, what you've been up to since you last spoke, since you broke up. But it feels very casual to me, very low pressure. And it feels a little odd to me. It feels a little out of place. Maybe that's how you feel about it. But yeah, right now they're just testing the waters with you. This energy also feels unpredictable to me. So there's no routine here. I think your ex texts you when they feel like it, very random, very impulsive. I think the timing can go from anything, so the early morning to really late at night. So you don't really know when to expect a text from them. It's just like your phone goes ping and it's like, oh, it's them. And this comes back to what I was saying about them having to be in the mood. It's honestly like they're testing you, seeing whether you answer, whether you'll flirt back, whether you're still interested or still hooked on them. Yeah, I really don't think they're making a lot of sense to you right now. I think they're sending random stuff. It's not direct, it's not appropriate, it's not like committed, it's nothing to do with your relationship. It's random check-ins, it's saying that you look good in your story. It's not like, can we talk, you know, what are we, would you give me another chance? It's nothing like that. It's like, so this happened to me today, and this was pretty crazy today. And what's weird here is that I'm getting them typing a message to you that's deeper than this, that's more serious, more emotional. And then they delete it. It's like they chicken out, to be honest. It's like they want you, it's like they want you to be the one to do it first or something. So they do feel like they're in control when it comes to communicating with you. I don't think they're in control of how they feel about you or this relationship. They're not in control of the relationship, but they are in control of what they say to you and how they communicate with you. Let's keep going and get another card for you. See if we can get some more information here. So this card is what you're not showing this person, any thoughts or feelings you may be keeping to yourself in this connection. You have the 5 of Swords. Oh, okay. So you're angry. Why are you angry with them? That's the first thing I'm getting here, is that you're mad at them, but you're not telling them that because of what they're like about feelings. You don't, I'm hearing you don't feel like being invalidated. I don't think, yeah, I do think that you're pissed. It's like you're keeping score. Who texts first? Who sends a longer text? How long they're taking to reply? I'm actually seeing you put on a timer, like 5 minutes longer than it took them to reply to you. So yeah, so that you take longer. No judgment here, by the way. Anyway, you're not bringing this up with them. Instead, I think you're just observing them. You're seeing what they do, maybe seeing if they bring it up, whatever it is that you're annoyed about. And in the meantime, you're trying to keep yourself closed off. You're protecting yourself. Even though you do lose control sometimes, even though your emotions do get the better of you sometimes, you keep that self-control for the most part, especially when it comes to being annoyed with your ex. You're not letting them have that information. So I do think that you're holding on to something they did. You haven't forgotten it. I don't think you've forgiven it yet. And I think this is that voice that says, don't check your phone again. Don't make it too easy for them. Pull back your energy. This is that voice. I think whatever you're mad about is what keeps you grounded, is what stops you jumping back in with this person. I think you're trying to make sure that this person doesn't put you in the same situation again, so that you don't get hurt again. Yeah, I think that's it for this one. Let's get your ex's next card now. So this is what they're not showing you, hidden feelings or thoughts that they're keeping to themselves. 7 of Wands. Okay, so your ex, okay, yeah, I know what this is. So your ex knows that you're pissed. Even though you haven't said anything, even though they haven't said anything, whatever you're mad about, whether that's an argument or I really don't think you two had a traditional breakup. It feels up in the air to me and like unfinished, but anyway, their mind is still on that moment and they're expecting you to bring it up. Maybe they've already apologized. If they have, I think you said it was fine when it wasn't, and they felt that. Or they've changed now, even though you said it was fine, and you're like, well, I should be the one who's a little different now. I should have changed a little bit. I should be a bit more closed off. They don't want to lose this connection. That's the truth here. They seem like they're being flippant or careless with it. Like, they expect you to come to them, but honestly, they think that's the safest option. If you come to them, if you're in control, because then they can read your reactions. I think that you've changed because you're mad, because you're pissed with them, and it's freaking them out. It's stopping them from opening up again because they can't read you like they could before. And so they're in this energy of, until I know where I stand, I'm not opening up. I don't want to look like an idiot. I don't want to make things worse. I don't want to look like I care more than they do. So their pride is driving them here. It is. I think because they know you're still mad, they're reading your text. Yeah, because they know you're still mad, they're reading your texts in like different tones than you mean them. They're reading your texts as passive aggressive. Maybe your texts are a bit shorter than they usually are. Maybe you're not using as many emojis as you usually do, or not sending as many kisses. When that happens, they don't feel like they can't trust it, you know, and they do care. They're not as unbothered as they seem. Let's get your next set of cards now. So we've looked at you, we've looked at your ex. Now we're going to look at what's changing between you two this week. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so things are slowing down here. And I think that's because you're both trying to control yourselves, and so if they pull back, you're going to match that energy, and they aren't going to push until they can read your reactions. So what's weird is that I think this is going to create a sort of routine between you, some predictability, which I'm sure you're relieved to hear. So you're going to be messaging each other around the same time every day, or if it's not that, you're going to be talking about the same thing. So maybe there's a safe topic between you, not your relationship, but something that maybe you both like. So like a series or something that you two watch, maybe even something you two bonded over before you started dating. So it seems to me like your ex is trying to take things slow with you. I think just the way they're going about it, I think they're being a B or a D about it, and you're already pissed with them. So, but yeah, that's what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to take things slow so that they don't mess this up. So what I think is going to happen is that you'll start to notice that they're not pulling away as much. They're texting you for a bit longer or answering you a bit quicker. Maybe their texts are going to get a little bit longer, maybe more detailed, more engaged sounding, but they're not rushing, but they are being consistent. I also think that once this routine develops between you, any sort of posts from them where they're trying to seem completely over it, those will stop. I don't think they'll feel the need to do that once you two are doing this, once you're in this routine, once you're back into, once you're talking again on a regular basis. Let's get your next card now. What do we have? Nine of Swords. Oh, okay. A heavy card. All right, let me look at this. So you're getting back into a routine with your ex and you're struggling with those two voices, the one that tells you to pull away and the other one that tells you to jump right back in. You're feeling a little bit conflicted here. So I think this is you struggling with that self-control. I think it's going to get a bit more difficult for you to not check your phone, to keep your mind off your ex. Once you're back into a routine, once you're talking again on a regular basis. So because your ex is taking things slow, I think you may worry about how invested you are. I think you'll want some confirmation that this is going somewhere and that you aren't going to get hurt again. I do see you being worried about how happy you are that you're talking again. I think even if you're talking with your ex and everything seems fine, your mind just goes places, and this anxiety, this is more mirroring actually. This is you rereading the texts in different tones. This is you saying it different ways to try and work out what they meant by it. I think where they're going a bit quiet on social media, you're going to be wondering why, whether it's to do with you, because your ex isn't going to be answering these questions for you. And so you're trying to answer them yourself, but because of your anxiety, you're not answering these questions very nicely. You're struggling to be kind to yourself here when you and your ex start talking on a regular basis again. Okay, let's get another card, see if we can get some more information. Seven of Swords. Okay, so this comes back to whatever you're mad at them about, okay? This is why you're anxious, I think. I think you want to have more self-control. You want to, you think to yourself, if they could just bring this up, whatever's happened between you, if they could just reassure you or apologize, whatever it is, this is like the elephant in the room and you can feel it. This could be you catching on to the fact that they know that you're pissed and you're not, they're not saying anything and you're not saying anything. So the issue isn't being addressed. So what I see your ex doing is avoiding this subject. Whenever it's brought up, they change the subject, they skip it, they start a new conversation. And I feel like you're trying to bring this up subtly. And whenever you do, they just don't give you a straight answer. And this is really affecting you, what with the anxiety and also that anger too. And it's so weird because they're contradicting themselves. They want this connection with you, but like, you need to talk about this to move forward in the relationship, to reestablish some trust between you. Let's get another card. Hold on. The Eight of Swords. So, okay, I didn't want this card for you because I can see the anxiety and the anger in you. This is a card of being stuck. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. So you're talking, you're in a routine, that's fine, but that elephant is still in the room. Whatever you're mad or upset about isn't being dealt with. That issue is being ignored. You're thinking, I shouldn't be the one to bring it up, so I won't. You do have a lot of self-control where this is concerned. Whatever you're mad about, you're totally fine with keeping that to yourself. You don't struggle with keeping that to yourself. I think you might hint at it, but you're not going to come right out and say it. And I think that's because they've shut you down before, and they've changed the subject. And then your ex, they do want to bring this up. They do want to talk about this, but they don't want to jeopardize what you have now. They don't want to jeopardize having you at a talking stage when maybe you guys were in no contact. But what's ironic here is that by avoiding it, they're making another issue because they're not dealing with it. And then you're getting mad at them for avoiding it when they could just deal with it. So I think there's going to be a lot of typing and then deleting here. I do see this being avoided for a while, actually. Let's get your next card, though, and see what that says. So this card looks at where you two stand by the end of the week. You have the Sun. Okay, that's better. A nice card now. So even though they're behaving like this, I get a funny feeling that you knew they would. Like you knew this would take a while to sort of balance out. And if you didn't know that, you're just adapting really quickly. Because this card to me is you saying, you know what, it's not perfect, but we're heading in the right direction. And so by the end of the week, I see you going about your day with a lot less anxiety. I think that anger is still there, but I think that's always there. I think you're used to that by now. But yeah, less anxiety once you accept that this isn't going to be perfect. I think this is you choosing peace for yourself. I think once you see yourself getting stressed over this person, this relationship again, that voice in your head, the one that tells you to stop checking, tells you to stop worrying, to just let things be as they are for the time being, that's going to be telling you to choose it yourself and just see where this goes. See what your ex does without stressing about the income. You're choosing peace at the end of the week. And as for your ex, they're comfortable, they're happy with how this is right now. Because right now, they're not brave enough to confront that issue. They're not brave enough to talk about that argument because you've changed because of that argument. You're a different person now, and until they have spent more time with you, until they can read your reactions again, they're happy for things to stay like this. So by the end of the week, you're happy because you choose to be. You're happy because you're choosing that peace, and they're happy because they can avoid this for a bit longer. Let's get your last card now. So this card looks at the long-term potential between you and your ex and where this connection could realistically lead if it continues. You have the 9 of Wands. Okay, so I was expecting something like this here, and I think you are too. Basically, this relationship has potential, but it's going to be a lot of work and effort. So I suppose the question isn't, does this relationship have long-term potential, but are you and your ex willing to put the needed work in? Is your relationship worth that? Because if the answer is yes, then yes, it has potential. I feel like you and your ex always come back to each other. Even though you drive each other nuts, even though there are some things you need to work through, even though there are some issues that need to be confronted, that are being avoided, if those are dealt with, if you both put that work in, it's a roller coaster, this relationship. There's always going to be ups and downs, you know, closeness and then distance. That's just your relationship. That's just your dynamic. I think you've both said that you're done at one point and then come back, maybe even at several points. And I think there's something there. I really do. I think that you love each other and you would always choose to go back to each other. But it's whether you can both put the work in, and there's a lot of work that needs to be put into this relationship to make it work. So ask yourself if it's worth it. That's the answer to this question. There's a lot of love in this relationship. I can see that. There's a lot of patience here and tolerance and anger. You know, there's a lot here. There's a lot of history here. But you would choose each other. You are choosing each other right now, but it's if you two can put in that work. All right, that's all that's coming through here, so I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this gave you something to think about. I hope that it helped you in some way, but for now, I will see you in my next reading. Take care.